Thank you. Welcome to the Unknown Black Pitmasters. My name is Darren W. Carter. And today we are lucky and honored enough to have Keebler's Kitchen, Bakery, and Barbecue, which I can't wait to get into because, first of all, I love sweets. That's why I'm diabetic. That's, you got the sweets. And, of course, barbecue is what we do here. So I thank you all that are coming in, that are still continuing to coming in. I appreciate you all. I hope that you all can stay and hear their story, hear what they have to say, and I'm sure it's going to be incredible. The Keeblers. I've been waiting. Look, I've been waiting for all of these, but I got to hear how the concept of baking and barbecue, not that they don't go together, but I ain't never thought of it. Who am I to ever think of it? But wow, man. I mean, I've seen you. We reached out. We got to. We kind of connected a little bit when I saw your pages, and we got a chance to be on here. Yeah. And I started following you, and I'm seeing you doing stuff with the Atlanta Hawks, and was that the Atlanta Hawks or what other Lakers?
The Sixers.
The Sixers.
Yeah.
I knew it was somebody. I'm a little disoriented right now with the NBA, but that's okay. That's okay.
It's okay.
So you're doing some good things. So first of all, please introduce yourselves, and let's get into your story.
Sure. We are Richard and Dana. First things first, I always have to tell people that our last name isn't Keebler.
Oh, you're killing me. I am so sorry.
It's all right. It's okay. So Keebler.
We go by the Keeblers. If somebody calls us that, it's fine.
It's perfectly fine.
I don't want. Okay, look. Let me phonetically spell it here. What is it? Please tell me. Correct me.
Washington.
Okay, so but you call your business is just called Keeblers.
Absolutely. So Keebler was a nickname that was given to me back in college. So back in my youthful 120-pound soaking wet days, I had these tremendous ears that I carry around. And if you're familiar with the HBCU culture, especially with bands, you always get a nickname to finish your freshman year. And my nickname was Keebler. And so for 4.5 years of walking around campus,
it stuck.
It's stuck.
So here we are. So yeah, man, we've been doing this now for a little over 2 years. We got started back in 2019. Yep. It's been good. Interesting concept, but we can get into some specifics here in a minute.
2019 has been a year, I think, I think Aaron started 2019. No, they started 2020. I think Scott started 2019.
Yeah.
A lot of businesses that we seem to talk with have started around that year. And I have to say, you all are doing tremendous. From just a couple of years start. You guys are just, all of you all, Scott's, Place by the Pound, Aaron, you're blowing it up. And it's, Eddie Wright. It's just like, and it's just been within the year or year and a half. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that does put into the work that you're putting into, and then just the need for it seems.
Yeah.
You're finding your niche, and then boom, you go. I'm not gonna say, first of all, you said back in your college days, and I think I saw you with a little black and gold stuff.
Of course.
Almost went there, but our line got dropped, man. I was a little upset.
No.
our line got dropped, and after that, it was like I was, if I don't do it now,
right?
I wasn't going to do it because there was other things that we were doing.
Exactly.
That the people I was on with, they eventually did, go through their things and cross. But I would say that's from my college years, my one regret. That's my one. I have Rasheed Phillips here. I have to give it up for Mr. Rasheed Phillips.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
We can talk about Rasheed for hours, man. How he's been so inspirational in giving to us,
instrumental in Keebler's Kitchen,
like significantly. So he's a great guy.
I think I heard a story of you DMing him, and
I'll give you some feedback on that. So we were getting started back in 2019. This wasn't something that we really set out to do. See what he said.
Please don't.
You're gonna get all your flowers while we're here.
All of it.
That's exactly what we do here.
Right.
Let's get what we got.
Right. So when we started our business, honestly, we started on just a large big green egg. And business started to pick up so quickly that we were like, okay, we needed to get something much bigger that we can handle volume, so we're not having to cook, layers at a time. And just kind of scrolling through Instagram, you know, looking at specific hashtags, I came across his profile. And I'm like looking him up. I'm seeing what he's doing. I'm like, man, this is pretty dope. And literally, he had the exact smoker that I was looking to purchase, right? So I sent him a DM, and I just said, hey, man, would love to get your feedback on the smoker before I make a big purchase, yada, yada. And most of the times when you do that, people just don't pay you attention. They just kind of ignore you. But within like 2 minutes, he's like, here's my phone number. Give me a call. And I looked at Dana. I was like, he told me to call him.
So I was like, so call him.
Yeah, like, so call him. So I called him up. We talked on the phone for like an hour and a half.
I feel like it was longer than that. But anyway.
I mean, he gave me some, you know, some straightforward feedback in saying, you know, hey, this particular smoker I wouldn't recommend because of these issues that I've experienced. So don't go out and spend $5,000 to have the same issues. Look at something along these lines, and etc. And he helped us to, you know, find the smoker that we still have today, which is a 250-gallon offset. Yep. And, you know, there's so many other stories that I can give you about Rashid and what he's done for our business, but he's a fantastic guy. Great guy.
You know, I first, of course, just found out about him through the Great American Barbecue Showdown thing, and which I thought he or Miss Sylvia should have won. But, you know,
we can talk about that later.
But his character shone through, you know, and there's a lot of people who don't have that.
Right.
It's a way you can carry it and it be heavy. And that's to me what he did. So, Mr. Phillips, I appreciate you being on here. It is a pleasure to halfway virtually meet you, but I would love to talk to you as well. I mean, hey, this is kind of what we're about here with the community of what we have here. And that's what I am glad to see within our niche of the community. Help like that. I got a chance to, Zilla Pitt's Barbecue. He's an avid Browns fan. His brother happens to live up here in the city that I live in Cleveland, Ohio. Thank you very much. And he happened to be here for the weekend. So we had breakfast this morning. And it was just like, you know, I'm old, okay? But I'm not old in the game. You know, I'll be 52 on Thursday. So I'm not old in the game. So especially when it comes, I mean, we can all have some good food, but where does the business come in?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How does your systems work? You know, how does your logistics work?
Right.
And if you kind of don't really have a good idea on that, and just like yourself, you had a big grenade. Right now, I'm on an acorn and 2 pit barrels.
Right.
You know, got to do something better. So when you have that type of people mentoring you, sewing into you, giving to you, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great community. I so appreciate that.
Yep, absolutely.
So Scott said, Rashid's a man. He has a golden knowledge. Oh, yeah, that's right. He gave him golden knowledge last month. I saw him. Scott's got a chance to see him and Rodney Scott and some other people.
Down
in Charleston, yeah.
Yep. So tell me, now, am I right in saying high school sweethearts? College sweethearts?
Senior year. So we met the summer before our senior year in high school. So it was more of the college. We actually were just talking about the whole love story the other night.
This past weekend. Yeah, it's crazy.
It was an adventure. But we've known each other since 2002. So at this point now, this is over half of our life that we've been together. We still putting up with one another, so.
Well, look, it'll be 23 years for my wife and I next July.
Oh, congratulations.
I put an asterisk by that. You know how when
look, we got a couple asterisks too. We know.
Yeah, they got the asterisks. Because we were actually we were physically separated. We never did paperwork, but we were physically separated.
Right.
Physically for like 2 years. But we were always on the phone. We was always, over each other's house. And our families was like, why y'all stupid? Y'all just paying more money.
Yeah.
But, we had to iron out some things. I had to get myself together in some places. She had to get herself together in places. We had to recommit to the work because it is work. And I'm sure, as you know, any relationship, business, especially though marriage, it's work. But yeah, to have that longevity, that's wonderful. Congratulations to you all. That is so cool. So y'all got that. Y'all all nice and lovey-dovey now. Somebody likes to bake. Somebody likes to barbecue.
Yes.
How did this all come about?
So I was actually just telling a girlfriend this too, because she wanted to know how we got started. And I said, well, we have since 2003, when you got your first apartment in college, is when he had like a little grill that was about this big.
Little Walmart,
I mean,
$25.
tiny little thing, covered in foil, just terrible. And he's outside just murdering pork chops, okay? Murdering them. It was fine. We ate them.
They were delicious
back then, right?
Because that's the only thing we do, right? That's the only thing you do.
Scraping together our little coins, right? Trying to get these pork chops, and we're gonna grill out these pork chops, and I'm gonna get this box of brownies now, box brownies, and I'm gonna make these brownies, and this is what we're gonna sit here and have for dinner. So that's honestly how it really got started. Now, I've loved baking since my children's age. Long time ago, I had a little easy bake oven. And then I remember sitting in the kitchen with my great grandmother as she meticulously made apple pies and mincemeat pies and all this kind of stuff. And I almost couldn't move, because I was just sitting there as she just kind of floated around the kitchen. And I was like, oh, this is bomb. I have to do this. Like,
wow.
What are you doing? And so that love is what I'm still taking with me now. And it feels good. For me, it's a release. I suffer with a little anxiety, but when I'm baking, everything is to a T.
It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a cup and a half of flour. It's a cup of flour. And if it is a cup and a half, you've messed up the whole thing. So just me having something very precise to do is very calming for me. So I get therapy out of it. And then I get the therapy out of when someone has a cupcake or has, a piece of cake or something like that. And they're like, wow, Dana, this is good. That's all I need to hear. And it's golden for me. I love it. Love it.
So it's an area where you control all the variables.
Exactly.
You got it the way you want it, how you want it. I ain't got to hear about this, and this. And it is your happy place. I do understand it.
Right. I put in my AirPods and I'm like, mommy's cooking.
Don't bother me.
Yeah.
Now, how many children do you have? You have two, right?
Two. Yes.
Two.
You might hear them. They're running around somewhere.
Yeah, don't worry. If my 5-year-old doesn't come in, I tell him not to come down here. But
we know how that goes.
You might see us be like,
yeah.
Right. Like, mommy and daddy's busy. Let's go. But yeah, that is precious too, because the one thing I like about that is, and not that they're interested now, and maybe they are, maybe they're not. And my boy be like,
it fades in and out. Their interest.
Yeah, he likes the sauce. He likes me to see when I'm making sauce. To have him go out there with all that smoke and stuff.
Yeah, he's like,
the thing that interested him the most is when I roasted a pig.
Wow.
Because he saw a huge pig. He was like, well, can I see the head? I was like, yeah, go ahead. He was like, oh, can I touch it? I was like, yeah. And then you're going to eat it in about 2 hours too.
Right.
So he was like, all right.
Yeah.
That was like the most interest I've got.
That was my first memories of barbecue. Rod kind of mentioned it when they were interviewing, man. We grew up in a little small town, less than 1,000 people, no stoplights, like real country boys. And like our grandfathers raised everything we ate from, pigs, chickens, corn, peas, whatever. That's kind of how we did it. So on those big holidays or any big event, my grandfather would butcher a hog and throw it on the pit. And back in my younger days, I just liked the fire. I love to see the flames from the burn barrel. Even now, like I'll just go outside and throw a fire on any given night and just sit out and just relax. It's just something soothing about it for me. That's just time for me to be with myself and my thoughts. So, growing up, seeing that, being around the big, pots where the hash was being made, all my uncles having a good time with their brews in their hands or whatever. Like as you get older, you start to see the camaraderie that comes with it,
right.
And you start to understand why they did it. So as we got older, when we got our homes and stuff like that, barbecue just became a way for us to have people over, to socialize. Yep. It wasn't really barbecue at that point. It was more like grilling, right? Everything was over coals.
Yeah, I think especially like, how it come out when I was growing up, same thing. Everything was hot and fast. You was grilling stuff.
Yeah.
Like
You
those
know,
that we
well, I tell people all the time, you know, just like the ones he had, I used to have those, you know, Home Depot, Walmart kind. It was a red top with a black bottom. Well, after a few cooks, it was a black top and a black bottom all the time. So I get it. I mean, I'm Eddie Murphy fire. It was just like,
Yeah, man.
boom. I just,
Yeah.
boom. And yeah, I burnt some meat in my day.
Yeah. Lighter fluid and fire, man. That's how we used to get down.
Absolutely. And everything was grill and flip. I mean, I tell a story all the time. My parents, when we were growing up, ribs were putting vinegar water overnight. You know, tenderize them, because when you put them on the grill the next morning or the next day for a holiday, it was just, you know, flip till they're done. It wasn't no offset or anything like that. Right. So yeah, we grew up a lot in the day, and I like fire too. I just think I made a bit more than I should have.
So to answer your question overall about the concept, you know, as we were starting to get serious about things, well, I'll backtrack just a little bit. Back in 2018 or so, 2017, Dana bought me a big green egg for Father's Day. And when she bought me the big green egg, that's when I really started to get serious about cooking in more detail. So much so that I started a YouTube channel back then. It was called Cooking with Keebler. And the YouTube channel started to get a little traction. So she invested and got me a nicer camera. And with that, I was doing some training to kind of get in shape. And the gentleman who was training me was saying, hey, people at the gym are seeing what you're doing. Why don't you like bring in some food? Right. And I'm like, because, you know, I don't want nobody to say they don't like my food. I mean, I'm going to
absolutely.
I'm going to have to fight.
Right.
And I
yeah. So, you know, he just kind of challenged me, and he's a black business owner, and he pretty much said, hey man, there's a lot out here for us. Right. So don't sell yourself short. Just bring some in, let people try, give you feedback, and go. So the next time I went, I took a couple slabs of ribs and let people try them. And the feedback was really, really good. So much so that, like, one of our good friends now, you probably see us post about her a lot. She owns this business called Exposure Heights. She does a ton of our photography. Yes. She asked us, like, could we cater for her sister's graduation party? Right. And we're like, we don't know what we're doing. Know how to do that. So, you know, just thinking, you know, long-term strategy, we know she had a beautiful eye for photography. So we said, hey, we'll do you a favor. Or you can do us a favor. We'll give you guys this food for free if you take pictures of it for us to use. Right. And give us some feedback. And she was like, great, no problem. And we did, at that point, we weren't really doing like what we do now. We were doing like Alfredos, like grilled chicken Alfredos, shrimp Alfredos. We would do wings and ribs. It was pretty much what we would do. And then Dana was doing her cupcakes. So, you know, we just kind of put it together, gave it to Brittany, said, hey, you guys do whatever with it. And the feedback from that party was like really, really big.
It's what solidified in us that it was like, oh, maybe we do kind of know what we're doing. Yeah. You know, it just, sometimes you just need that push outside of someone in your family, because of course your mom and your dad, we love y'all.
Hey mom, I see you watching. Happy birthday, mom.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, mom. Hey, we December babies.
Yes. So, you know, of course mom and dad are going to be like, yes, baby, this tastes good. Oh, you did that. And thanks, mom. But somebody who is a perfect stranger who, you know, they don't care if they're going to hurt your feelings. If they don't like it, they're going to say something. Right. But no. Absolutely. Everything was just overwhelmingly good. So look at Rashid. Happy birthday, mom.
Yeah, I know. We don't fight. But we like one of the things that we've always thought about too is as we ate, right? We wanted to always please the folks that we're serving. Right. So every time we go out, we eat, we have a good hearty meal. The next question we ask is, let me see the dessert menu, or what y'all got sweet in there. Yep. Maybe it's just a black people thing. I don't know. But it's always like, we're going to eat, and then where them sweets at?
Where the sweets at? And we save just enough room.
There you go.
For that dessert. Exactly. Just enough room.
So from a business standpoint, you know, when we would go to brewery pop-ups or whatever, we would go and we eat, and then we'd go somewhere else for dessert.
Looking for dessert.
So for us, it's like, well, we don't want you to leave. We'd much rather you stay here. And my plug to everybody is that her desserts are going to be the best thing you eat at one of our pop-ups, hands down. Like, I think I do a pretty good job, but her cupcakes are phenomenal. So if you follow us and know what we do, when you see us post about pop-ups, the first thing that's sold out every week are her cupcakes.
Gone.
Wow.
Every week.
Now, little birdie told me you got this Oreo cupcake. I'm gonna have to try. I heard about some. I heard about this Oreo. I'm an Oreo fan now, and little birdie told me about some Oreo cupcake on a few lives ago.
Yeah, we've got two different versions. We got a regular standard Oreo cupcake, and we've got a golden Oreo cupcake too.
Okay, I want them both.
Okay. No problem. That ain't no problem.
Tell me what it look. Credit card, Cash App. Tell me what to do. They was like, you gotta try it. I'm like, okay, I'm good.
That ain't no problem.
Anything chocolate, you have no problems with me trying at all.
Okay.
So I mean, and we're never thinking about that, because if you go to a barbecue joint, well, at least like here in Cleveland, the hole in the wall joints, soul food barbecue, they always got, they pie, lemon pies, lemon pound cake or something like that. But it's just the way that you are presented. It's not an afterthought.
No.
It's right there, which totally just drives a niche for you all. That, like I said, that even though, okay, that may be common, or if you think about it, yeah, they got it. But I never thought about that with them. I'm just going to get my wings, or at the time get my ribs or whatever, and I'm not trying to get their little dry cake.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
My cake ain't
but again, your branding and how you put it, and just having it there, bakery and barbecue, it is right out in front. And that doesn't surprise me that the bakery, when y'all go places that sells out like that. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Oh yeah, it's a critical part for our business, and that's, to your point, that's why we have it branded the way that we did. We kind of struggled about, should we go Washington's barbecue? Maybe later in life we might look at that, but for me, I do everything 50-50 with my wife, right? So her part of the business is just as important as mine. So I didn't want to do a such and such barbecue, which to me takes away from her side. That's why we went with Keebler's Kitchen, and you've got the barbecue and the bakery side.
Everything.
That's cool. Now, what else I'm finding here now? What I like to see is when I find people and I try to put them up on the page. Love seeing couples work together at this. Love seeing family involvement, because that's what I believe barbecue is about.
Yeah.
And then who can you ask for a better business partner? For the most part, some of us are crazy, I admit, but who better than to have, your life partner, your bestie, your ride or die here with you in business? Because one, we're going to tell it like it is, good, bad, or indifferent.
That's right.
Because we know it affects each other.
Right.
If we not right here, we not going to be right at home.
Right.
So I love that I'm running into a lot of couples, a lot of families that's doing that. So from the concept for you all, it was a no-brainer. It was just going to be together right at the front.
That was it.
Absolutely. Again, everything that we do, man, we always try to include one another. And even so much when she was pushing me to do the YouTube content, because I had a different goal at that point, just trying to gain the attention of Big Green Egg was my goal.
Right.
Because Atlanta has the Big Green Egg headquarters. So I was trying to figure out a way to be like a Big Green Egg ambassador. So that was kind of my target at that point. But as we started to started to get away from that, it was definitely, how can we do this together? How can we incorporate one with the other? So you'll never see anything on our page where the barbecue is sold and you don't have a bakery option.
Right.
But you will see it where the bakery option is available without barbecue. And again, that's strategically done. Her stuff can be done most any given day.
Right.
But I still work every day. So, I can't offer barbecue during the week without it being strategically planned out.
Yeah.
But again, it was never really a disconnect. Again, we always wanted to be able to share in these moments together. And more importantly, it's like, if I'm going to be outside smoking meats for however many hours it takes, and then I go to a pop-up, I want you to have something that you can be proud of too at the pop-up, that you're going to be enthusiastic about, that you're going to bring your own crowd out to go get. I mean, like the last time we did our final pop-up this past weekend, And like we were done with cupcakes within the first hour.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
45
I
minutes.
think I saw that on your live. You had the
Yeah.
purpose, and I was taking the last one or something like that.
Yes.
You was, yeah.
So, you know, she's as crazy as it seems, we've got a following as Keebler's Kitchen, but she has her people that comes for cupcakes, and I've got my people that come for barbecue, and it cross pollinates, right? Because they like her people that come for cupcakes just don't buy cupcakes; they buy barbecue as well. But they'll buy like, you know, it'll be like a couple of, you know, a man or husband and wife, and they'll buy 6 cupcakes.
And I'm like, okay.
And it's like, gee, okay.
Sounds like my type of people.
Yeah, it's like, it is what it is.
They're
So,
good
you know,
people.
she got the folks that are like, you know, specifically there for her cupcakes. And then again, we've got the folks that are specifically there for barbecue, but they cross-pollinate. And I think it works really well.
Now you still work. Many of us do. This, I would presume, would be something you would love to go into full time at some point.
We've talked about it. I think so. I think right now we're probably looking at maybe a 5-year window of trying to decide, you know, just how far we want to take it. So I'm a civil engineer by day. And, you know, just as crazy as it sounds, I tell people this all the time. I actually like my job.
He's so fortunate, isn't he? It's amazing.
Dude, I work at our steel mill here.
I know.
I'm just waiting for the day.
Right.
I know.
So because I
am
actually
waiting for the
enjoy
day.
what I do, you know, it makes it a little bit more difficult to step away from. But the more we go out, the more, you know, the pop-ups gain popularity.
Yeah.
The more we get insight from our friends about things that they're doing and how, you know, business is going for them. Like, we sit back in bed sometimes and we're like, yo, you know, do we want to go ahead and do this? Yeah. Or, you know, so again, now we're kind of looking like, what does the next 5 years look like? You know, how do we continue to grow the brand? How do I continue to navigate my 9 to 5 to position us so when it's time for us to jump out there on faith, then we'll be good to go.
Now, do you work as well as Dana, right?
Yes, Dana.
Do you work as well?
Do not have a 9 to 5. So I actually left my job in 2019. It was divine intervention because I left end of May. It was the last day of my job in 2019. The birthday party that we were talking about that we catered was literally the next week.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh man, we're kind of good at this. Oh man, Dana's got all this time now.
Go.
Oh man, let's go. And the ball just, it rolled. And by June, by the end of June, we had LOC, we had, you know, all the things. And we were like, oh, this is happening.
Yeah, let's go.
So Keebler's Kitchen and, you know, keeping those 2 knuckleheads alive is my gig.
It's a bit for you. Listening to you all, it's like, there's sometimes in doing what you all are doing, we all kind of do, there's apprehension. I don't really hear that with you all. Not that you didn't have it. But the whether it's the confidence or just the go-getiveness, that's not a word, but just excuse me.
I know what you meant.
You know, it seems to be prevalent with you all. That push help, yeah, but it seemed to be, you know, that one catering with who was it? Exposure Heights.
Yeah. Brittany with Exposure Heights.
That just, it seemed like, okay, now you just know you can do it, but that, I hear it driving you that I see at that part in your life right before you go. I hear more hesitation of going out to like you all did. I appreciate that. I mean, I come from an old school of people who, you know, but because I was apprehensive myself, so I'm talking about me too as well. I mean, we kind of had the little same scenarios. Was able to do a little small catering event and was like, okay, well maybe. Well, first I said I ain't ever doing this again. That's the first thing I said. In all honesty, you know, it was just. I brought the chicken late. I mean, I was at home grilling chicken to go back. It was like I'm never doing this again. Until everybody came to me, they was like, "Who cooked this? Who cooked that? Who cooked this?"
It changes everything.
Yes, it changed everything. So you know that started discussion with me and my wife, whatever. But yeah, you all's. I mean, I come from where people just do it.
Yeah.
You know, my father's like, well, yeah, just do it. You know, I remember when I wanted to start a graphics, when I thought I was good at Photoshop, somebody was like, I was like, well, how you start a business? Do it.
Just do
What do you
it.
mean just do it?
What does that mean?
But do it.
Right.
But that's what I get from you too.
Mm-hmm.
You just did it.
Yeah, and man, we've got a really good support system. You know, I can shout out a couple folks, but I probably forget folks. But again, you know, when we go home, we spend time with Rod and his wife, and we kick it, and we brainstorm. You got Rashid, we've got Jesse with Smoke Signals Up. That's right there in Ohio. We talk to him often. Man, we got so many folks that just pour into us, that continue to give us the confidence to go out and do more, if that makes sense.
It does. It does. And it's good that you can jump into the deep end, but know you got somebody with a life raft real close.
Right.
That can keep you afloat.
Right. And even so,
You know.
like we had a crazy event earlier in the year where we were preparing for a catering, and we were preparing for a pop-up, and we had a grease fire.
Oh my God.
Right. So I had like 70 to 80 pounds of meat just go up in flames. And
expensive, like we talking brisket meat?
Oh yeah. It was like,
and this was on your this one on your 250 gallon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo.
So I want to share something, and hopefully I don't forget my point here, but a lot of people don't realize like the difference between cooking on a traditional offset and a reverse flow offset. So we've got a reverse flow, and with the reverse flow, you've got a metal baffle that's right underneath the plate, and it's just collecting all the fat that's falling down. Right? So it's a little easier to have a grease fire. And in this case, I literally like just took my eye off the fire for like 2 seconds, and then boom, the entire smoker was up in flames. But at that moment, like I just had to think about all the conversations we've had with everybody else about some of the failures that they've had. So the point of me saying this is that support group, we talk about good days, but we also talk about the failures. We're not afraid to talk about what we didn't do so well. Right. So we can get pointers of, okay, well, here's what I did when this happened, so that when it happens to you, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Right? When.
And the smoker my smoker I'm waiting for is reverse flow. I like how they cook better too, but that's one of the things the guy told me. He's like, look, man, I'm gonna get you some little that you can try to get this out, but you got to really keep it, as clean as possible. Absolutely. With that grease. Yeah.
So just, being able to kind of panic in the moment, but get everything under control, and then shoot out pictures to people that I trust and be like, man, look what happened. And then you get from them that pat on the back, like, hey man, don't worry about it. You know what you're doing. You got time. Don't stress. Get it done. And then you kind of get that second wind and say, all right, I do know what I'm doing. Like, this is a mistake. It happens, whatever, but we can jump back on it and keep it moving. So, a lot of the confidence that we exude comes from our friend circle of unknown Black pitmasters, as crazy as it is.
Yeah, because you and Scott, y'all grew up together, right?
Absolutely, man. We literally started going to school together in preschool.
Wow. Now he's the birdie, by the way, that told you about your Oreo. He's the one that told you about your Oreo cupcakes.
That's my guy, 100%. Yeah. That's my guy.
So I'm curious now, how did you fix that solution? You got hundreds of dollars worth of meat going up in smoke.
So
thankfully, the folks that we were doing the catering for actually live right here in our neighborhood. And he immediately called him and was like, look, this just happened. Here's, all your meat's on fire right now. And so, again, here's the love again. The neighbor was like, don't even worry about it. We'll just go pick up something from somewhere or whatever, and, we'll just deal with it. And we were like,
nah,
that's not how we roll. We're just letting you know that your brisket might be a little late. That's all we're saying, okay? Right. Because we're going to redo it. We're perfectionist, both of us.
Okay, wait. Why are you looking at him like that?
Well, no, because, you were talking about working with your significant other and, the two of us having the chemistry and whatnot, but we are also very much alike.
That's not always good.
Yeah.
So it's like both of us want to panic, okay? Like that's where we want to go. But I knew he was panicking, so I was like, "Oh, Dana, you better find that piece, girl. You better find it because your husband's going to jump out the deep end and we don't need that. So we have to learn how to balance each other because we're both very much perfectionists. So when we called the neighbor and was like, your food's on fire, don't worry, we're still going to give you food. We're just we need to let you know.
Right.
But we're still going to give you the product that you paid for.
Absolutely.
To the best of our ability. Look at my mom.
Too much alike.
Yeah.
That's my mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
So
she's probably like, who's this gray old bald man talking about hi, Mom?
To mitigate it, though, what we ended up doing is traditionally I cook hot and fast anyways, right? I'm a 275 guy.
Yeah,
but
I do that more than not.
Right.
275, 300 more than not.
But so in this point, I had to evaluate my audience,
Yep.
right, and realize that we were literally catering for a huge poker tournament that happens in our neighborhood. And these guys are like, they're wasted, right? They don't. they don't care. You know, we could go over cold and they'd be like, this is the best thing we've ever had. So for me, you know, like I went uber hot and fast, right? So it went from 275 to like 350 to just try to make sure that we had things done on time and get it out the door. So luckily what they ordered was like wings and ribs, which traditionally doesn't take a very long time anyways.
Right.
So when you go uber hot and fast, you can get it done really quickly. But that was my first time doing a brisket at like, you know, ultra hot and fast. So I was really concerned about that.
That's like hell for a brisket.
Yeah. I was really concerned about that, but we did it. We got it done. They were very happy. We catered again the next month for the poker tournament. And we were able to, you know, fulfill our obligations for the pop-up the next day.
Right.
But it was just a big lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? It was just one of those moments where, again, we could go and share with the barbecue community. And something that you'll learn about us as well is that we just don't always post our wins on social media. If you scroll through my page, you'll see that burnt meat.
You'll see it
as a post. Because again, I want people to know that, you know, social media is really a highlight reel, but we do have issues.
Mm-hmm.
We've got failures that, again, we're not afraid to share and learn from at the end of the day. And more importantly, I hope that it creates an opportunity for folks to feel a little bit more open to come talk to us about things. You know, again, anybody who knows us, we're an open book. We don't shy away from giving you any type of information that you want to ask because there's enough room for all of us to eat.
Right.
So
absolutely,
people have poured into
there's enough
us.
room at the table.
We're doing the same thing.
Right.
The way people have poured into us, we're giving it right back.
And isn't that how it should be, though?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And I
Go
think
ahead.
once people learn that, then that's when you really start to see success. I'm not gonna, you know, we're blessed. We're very blessed and very fortunate. And, you know, we have a lot of things that have gone swimmingly for us.
Right,
okay. But, you know, when we really think about it, sometimes we're like, why is it us? You know, why? You know, I feel like we can pat ourselves on the back. You know, we work really hard when it comes to Keebler's Kitchen. So to see the fruits of the labor, it's really rewarding. But again, we kind of sit back and we're like, why is it us? Why? And it's because we have zero issue with sharing what, you know, the things that have gone wrong. We share those with people. We share the good things. We are quick to give away.
Seriously.
You know, we give away a lot and we don't have any issues with it because we know that we're going to get it back in some shape or form, you know? So that's how I receive our blessings because we're constantly giving it. And that's just the only way to be.
Yep.
That's the only way we know how to be.
But that says a lot because I mean, here, the law of reciprocity, what you want to call it. Some people call it law of attraction. I'm more on my Jesus trip, so it's like, you know, what you sow, you
That's right.
reap.
That's what you're gonna reap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it's better more to give it than to receive it. But
Right.
Giving, I don't know who said it, but it's always better to get something with your hand open. Oh, what Rodney Scott said that. I think I remember that. Like, do more with your hand open than your hand tight.
Yep.
But that opens up so much more. The more you can't. There's an old saying in church when we used to go out and get tithes. You can't be God-given.
That's right.
No matter how hard you try. In other words, and just how we go just in life, even still being gracious to folks, you can't do enough of it.
Right.
Right.
You know, and it still just continues to come back to you. And sometimes it's hard for people like you, and I hope that you all can receive that, because a lot of times you don't want to, because
Right.
it's like, okay, nah, but we have to remember too, that's their gift. They have to do, you know, who would have thought? I mean, we just did a campaign to get a trailer and the smoker, and it's an investment campaign. It was crowdfunding. I didn't know if it's going to work. I mean, we didn't get all the money we needed, but we got enough money to get those two, you know, big major items. Right. But it was the people that called who couldn't but wanted to, or just the thought. And some people did amazingly more than some people I ain't even seen since high school dropping stuff. But that comes from a life of giving. Yeah. That comes from a life of being open, and my wife and I try to be the same way as much as possible. You know, give.
That's it.
Because it's the best thing for us.
Right.
You know, just in life in general, it's the best thing for us. And so, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. What happens with, you know, Rasheed Phillips, to all of that, you know, to giving even getting a gig with the Sixers and that kind of stuff. I mean, that hearing you talk, that doesn't now. You know, and at first I was like, oh, that's cool. How did they get that? Now I see. You know what I'm saying?
It's all in the people you know, okay?
It makes it, well, yeah. You know, it's always who you know, not what you know, exactly. But who you know. But that who you get to from how you are.
That's right.
And your character.
That's right.
You get to meet and get to be a part of those people because of who you are. And nobody would really, you know, if you got a crap character, you may have good food, but ain't nobody gonna care.
Nah, not at all.
You know. And with the barbecue, the main thing for us is building community, and you can't build something and tear it down at the same time with your bad attitude.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, what you guys give off is impeccable.
Thank you.
And I love it. And I see that, you know, I can tell just from what you were saying, the hard work you put in, just like everybody, you know.
Sure.
I haven't met anybody within this platform who hasn't done the work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who hasn't done the work, and their success is not fluke.
Right.
Is they put in the time, they did what they had to do. You sacrifice something here or there to get where you want to go, and it all started somewhere.
Yep.
You, the big green egg. I used to want one of those too. I saw one until I saw those $600 something. I was like, okay.
Hey, I'm gonna shout out my big green egg plug, green egg mender, Henry.
Hey, Henry.
Appreciate you.
All right, Henry. He's proud of y'all too, by the way. Is he?
Yes.
So wait,
Thank you.
who is East Over Sexy Lady? Who's that?
That's my mom.
That's his mom.
That's your mother?
It's her birthday today.
Okay, it's her birthday today? Today, right? Yeah. Nice. So, okay, so she was born in the same year as I was, and the same, my mother was probably in labor when you
She was saying that the two of us, we're only 16 days apart.
Really?
Yes.
You're kidding me.
16 days apart, and that's how we met. So in our little summer camp that we went to, we were grouped by your birth month. And we're May babies, and we were standing there in that circle, and he pulled some pickup line.
It worked.
Obviously, kudos to that, man.
No, it's his mom. It's his mom who set us up in the long run. But anyway, but yeah, we're only 16 days apart. So
wow.
Yeah.
Then that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So how are birthdays for you all? I mean, y'all can celebrate them together, you separately?
May is terrible. It's my birthday, his birthday, Mother's Day, my mom's birthday, my parents' anniversary. Memorial Day is all in there. Look at my mom, Terry TB. It's her birthday. All the things in May. So
our godson's birthday. So yeah.
So I mean, y'all gotta work for like 3 months just to pay for the stuff y'all gotta do for May.
It's a one shindig type of thing. Okay, if you miss the May shindig, that's it.
Sorry,
it's over with.
That's it.
That's it. Just one.
The only thing, my wife and my daughter, they're in October, but they're 2 days apart. My wife's is the 26th, hers is the 28th. My son and I are 2 days apart. Mine is the 16th this month, and then his is the 18th. That's about as much as we got.
Oh, man.
But we got, with Christmas coming around, we got my dad's, he just turned 80. He was end of November. Then, of course, mine and my son's. And then there's some other relatives, here or there. And then we got my mother's at the end of the year. So she's at the end of the year. Plus we got Christmas and New Year's.
Right.
So, I was always a baby that I got 2 presents when I was little,
That's it.
But by the time I got to high school and college, it was a sweater.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was it.
A sweater.
A sweater. This is your birthday and your Christmas.
Right.
That's why, when little man came into our life, it was like, no, he's going to have all his life. He's going to have his birthday.
Right.
There you go.
He's going to have his Christmas. Because
There
then
you go.
right next week is Christmas.
Right.
So, that's from our youthful days. So let's see what we got. Oh, 651. This is okay. One question I usually always ask, y'all kind of answer it. It's like, how do y'all remember, and you've heard me say this, I'm sure. Now I can't remember the name of the movie. Brown Sugar. Remember that movie, the hood classic?
Yeah.
And when it was like, when did you fall in love with hip hop? My thing was, when did you fall in love with barbecue? But I'm finding out people usually tell me that in the beginning story. So I'm not going to ask you that this time. But what I'm going to ask you, what's if you can, we do like exclusives here. And my little following that we have, that's cool. It's going to grow. But if you ever have an exclusive, we love to have it. But what's new for you all? So you've gotten this, y'all shut down for the year, sort of, or pop-up wise at least.
Yep.
You shut down for the year. What's new for 2022? What's next for you all?
So
what can we look forward to?
I think 2022 for us is just going to be focused on spreading outside of Atlanta. What I mean by that is not necessarily with pop-ups, but with merch, with shipping of goods. That's going to be a primary focus for us.
Cupcakes.
Stay tuned. Okay.
So we don't have anything significant on the horizons. Again, we like to kind of just take things gradually as they come. We'll probably hit the pop-up scene pretty hard in the spring. I think this past year we got to 7 or 8 local Atlanta breweries, which is significant for us. So we'll try to make that same brewery tour again. But the focus is going to be on merch, with hoodies, hats, shirts, goods, products.
Barbecue sauce.
Yeah, trying to find other ways to increase revenue. So that's what we're doing.
Hey, just put it up. We will all love the support. Kit Kat cupcake. Oh, now you got a Kit Kat cupcake?
I don't, but apparently I'm going to
idea.
make one. So let me get on that. I got you.
Yes, please.
Okay.
You can't see, but I do. I'm kind of got some girth down here. So, and it's not for the reason. There's purpose in that girth. Okay, there's purpose in there. I love y'all. I am so honored that you guys took the time to talk to us and to share your story. All of you all become favorite people to me. Just by hearing your stories, they've been great inspiration to. I hope that people that are viewing this and may see the replay, but specifically to me, here again, I'm old here, but I'm still kind of new in the game. And what I'm seeing you all do is just, for me, breathtaking. But it also, again, shows, there is a blueprint. And if we could just, I take a little bit from you, take a little from them,
Absolutely.
mold it into my own, and then we can find some success. And then here in the community, now, okay, I think I remember he said something about that. Let me send him a DM.
Yeah.
See if he can help me out.
And it's just that easy.
Really?
Just that easy.
Yeah, and that to me is the most important and what makes me happy. And what makes me happy here. So continued blessings to you all.
Thank you.
I just wanted to hope to see you all in the next few years. Just, I know maybe you can civilly engineer a pit or something.
Hey, look,
and you can
doctor,
have Keebler's
Conyers,
pits.
Yeah,
you can have Keebler's pits or something.
Conyers, man, he's a rocket scientist. I ain't that smart.
Yeah, we got a lot of everything here, man.
We do.
It's wonderful. I know. Look, if I'm ever down where Scott is and my car go down, I'm going to see him.
Right. But
so you just never know.
The benefit, to your point, is the benefit of having this platform again. So we're gonna give you some flowers and tell you thank you for allocating time for us to share our gift, so that we can meet other pit masters. I mean, heck, I sent a DM to Place by the Pound, Aaron, the other day. We chopped it up. He's giving me some ideas about what he's doing out there in Denver or in Colorado.
He's
And
killing it, man.
he's killing it, right?
Killing
But
it.
again, I felt more inclined to reach out to him because I heard his story here, and he seemed like a gentleman who would be more welcome to talking to me, giving me advice, right? So this platform again provides that avenue for us to get to know each other in our small little network and lean on each other. That's what we need to do.
That's it.
And for that, I'm grateful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's see what time we got. Okay, we got a couple of minutes. I am going to let you go on in a little bit. For those of you all that came, Darren W. Carter, that is my name. I know Black Pitmasters here on IG. This is Keebler Kitchens, better known as the Washingtons that I know now. I know them as the true Washingtons now, and they have graced these airways, and I appreciate that.